Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. Today's pick a card reading, we're going to be looking at what's coming in next for you. So if you've never done a pick a card reading before, you just might want to take a few deep breaths, kind of get centered with yourself, connect with that intuition. You might want to take a few breaths to do that, or feel your feet flat on the floor and picture roots coming down through the bottom of your feet all the way into the center of the earth. Or if you have another way that you like to get grounded, this might be a great time to do that now. And that being said, after you feel more grounded, you just ask yourself if one of these piles has a message for you. You can choose either by the crystal today, or we have a Mandela card on top, or you can choose by the card deck underneath. So there's a few options. So pile 1 is going to be this piece of citrine for the crystal. Always has a bit of a hard time focusing on them. Here's the crystal. The mandala we have is this one here. Or the card deck we're going to be using is the Mermaid's Oracle card deck. Pile 2, we have this Tourmaline pyramid that has the elements on it. So fire, earth, water, air. Or this mandala here. Or we have the Energy and Spirit Oracle card deck. Energy and Spirit. And then lastly, pile 3. We have this piece of amethyst. Or we have this mandala here. In the background, that is just my cat. She wants to go outside. And then the Oracle card deck we're using is the Fairies Oracle card. I think it's like the magical fairies messages or something like that. All right. So I'll give you a few seconds here to take a look at all these piles and see if one of them is calling to you. And if that's the case, I'll see you in your card readings. Hello, pile 1. So you chose the piece of citrine. I'm just going to put it over here. And then the mandala you chose says on it, in choosing embodied presence at this moment, I attain clarity, recognize my innate empowerment, and awaken my natural healing energies. So I'm going to put that right over here. And let's just pull some cards asking what's next for you, pile 1. All in love and light and for your highest good right now. Okay, we have pay attention, music for manifestation, consult an expert, yes, oops, you're being helped. What else for pile 1? Self-employment and soulmate relationship. How interesting. Oh, and also empowerment. I don't know why I wanted one more. So interesting thing here. We have a lot of blue coming through in your cards, and then a little bit of yellow like it does over here on this card here that you chose. So in choosing embodied presence at this moment, you get clarity. That's so appropriate. It says that you get clarity when you're grounded, because I feel like everything here is talking about third eye chakra. So if you've been looking at or watching a lot of card readings, maybe you've noticed the third eye chakra coming up a lot for you. If that is the case, this just might be a confirmation that is something that is being worked on for you. I also find it very interesting. There's a lot of talk about big shifts here. Like you're being helped, self-employment, soulmate relationship. Like that's pretty big. Self-employment and just like a new like great partnership coming in. So this could be romantic or it could be especially with like the self-employment card coming through, it could mean just finding people who really vibe with you that you really understand. So you take it as it resonates. But yeah, it sounds like big shifts. Also, this consultant expert, more information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. I find this really interesting. I'm kind of wondering if there's like some things, like if there's like some gaps in your knowledge that you're aware of, because this feels like something you're aware of where you're like, I'm not really sure about some of my next steps because I feel like I'm lacking certain information or certain experience. And I feel like this is coming through to encourage you to resolve that feeling unprepared or maybe not ready for some sort of shift or change by reaching out to others who have done what you're trying to do. So this, I even feel like this is kind of specific, but say if you're like looking for someone to advertise or you're not sure how to create like a social media account or something, it does feel like there's like a message here of being like, well then perhaps it's worth hiring someone who like is an advertising expert or social media expert to fill in that gap for you, to get you the information that you're needing, so that you feel ready to move forward or feel more ready to tackle this new career or project you're thinking about doing. I mean, self-employment does talk about like you opening your own business or doing your own work. So it could even just be being contracted out by people. But I just feel like, yeah, like there's an area that you're feeling not certain about, or like you don't have a lot of information on how to do it, that's holding you back. So I just feel like it's saying reach out, reach out and fill that gap. But also, yes, with this like partnership coming through, you do feel like this is saying like as you step into this more, you're gonna start finding whether this is like a business partner or just like the right maybe like media advertiser or whatever it is that you're seeking out. I think you're gonna find your way to it. So that's just awesome. Also, like you're being helped, which means like if you see like there's like this little dolphin that's like leading this girl to where she needs to go, because it's like communicating with its other friends on like where like she needs to be. So like it's like you don't need to figure everything out on your own. You're being guided, you're being led. So I really like that. It's like talking about how you're not alone. That's what I keep getting. You're not alone. There's other people around helping you out, whether that's like just like divine, or if that's just your intuition, or the people you're going to meet are going to help guide you there. Just keep getting like it's going to be a collective. It doesn't feel like just one person, it feels like many. The yes card usually comes through if you've been like, if you're coming to this reading and you had like a question on your mind, you're like, should I go for it? Shouldn't I go for it? I need a sign. I just need to know yes or no. Like, what should I do? I usually find this comes up as like, yes, your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So, if that was the answer you're looking for, there you have it. We also have pay attention. Notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield vulnerable information, or sorry, valuable information. Not sure why I said vulnerable information. It is interesting. I actually feel like this is talking about you listening to your intuition, and paying attention when something doesn't feel aligned with you or something feels a bit off, that opportunity might not quite be what you're looking for, or like the right decision for you. There might be something better. I just get like just trust yourself. Pay attention to the subtle ways in which your body is trying to tell you that something might not be for you, or vice versa, that something is for you. And the hesitation is maybe just the nervousness of accepting it or of the success that could come with it. So you take that as it resonates. Let's see. Music for manifestations. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. I just like also personally love music, so I so appreciate it when this card comes through. It could mean that if you're feeling kind of stuck or stagnant sometimes, maybe listening to music to change your frequency or your vibe could really benefit. Also, if you do play an instrument, it could be a call on you to play the instrument to get your creative flow going again. It might ground you, it might help you really get reconnected to just creativity and seeing around a block that you might be having. Because I feel like this feels like sometimes you can get a mental block and get a little stuck in it and maybe lose connection with where you ultimately wanted to go, and you kind of get caught up in like the things you don't know. So I just feel like this is like the advice or the guidance on how to work around that and that block. So also over here, the empowerment card, we have you're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. um and what's standing out to me about this card is like not being afraid to be in the spotlight. So if you chose this pile and you've had a bit of a block in your life, or if this is like something that you've been aware of like not wanting a lot of focus on you or not wanting a lot of attention on you, or like being scared of being famous, or like maybe you don't want to be like recognized on the street or in the building or something. I feel like this is kind of talking about that, where it's like um don't hide. You can't really hide who you are. You're already really bright and you're ready, like spotlight's already on you. um so if you've had ways where you might have self-sabotaged or kept yourself back from being like more successful, like having more people see you or find you, it's saying like you're already standing out. You're meant to. They don't, so like don't hold yourself back from this like success in your business or this financial success in your business, because you already are standing out in the world. So you might just stand proudly and confidently out instead of trying to hide. Sometimes easier said than done, but yeah. We have friendships here. Make a date for play day with one or more friends. And we also have dream big and positive energy coming up. Once again, you're getting all the blue cards. Like there is pink and green ones. And yeah, yellow. You do have a couple of yellow, but it's just interesting to me that so many of your cards are this third eye chakra blue. So, hey Steve. Steve the cat. How you doing? Um, yeah, I just feel like it's saying surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. So I think this is coming through where it's like if what's holding you back from like taking some steps forward is this fear of like standing out and the negative judgment or the negative comments. um it's I'm just kind of seeing the guidance here. It's just like you start now by like only telling your ideas and your dreams to people that support you. So if you have like a family member or something that doesn't have your back or doesn't believe in what you're wanting to do, then maybe it doesn't really serve you right now to be, telling them about this new idea and spending a lot of time with them when they're just kind of projecting their fears on you. And I just feel like hang around people who support you and understand your vision and your passion behind what you're wanting to bring into this world and this new service or job or career or whatever it is that you're offering here. It's just saying like be around people who help you dream bigger, help you like expand on that dream, help you get more inspired about more action steps you're going to take in this dream or in this career that you're wanting. And just being around that, because there is a lot of information here coming through about creativity, playtime, breaking free from old habits that maybe were telling you that you weren't able to do this, or that it wouldn't be accepted, or you'd be too weird, or I don't know. I keep hearing something along those lines. So I keep getting that. And the thing that's standing out over here is like awaken your natural healing energies. So maybe you want to be someone who does like channeling or energy healing, or just something that is like a little less typical in society right now. And maybe the harshest judge of you is you and how you think people might perceive it or receive this offering or receive the new you. And there's really just like such a focus on like changing your perspective around that, which I know is so much easier said than done, as I keep saying, because it's saying like, yeah, just shift that perspective. So it might just be a call for you to start like paying attention to like maybe areas of your life where you aren't taking action because this fear or this limiting belief is coming up for you around like wanting to not be in the spotlight, not wanting to stand out. But actually, if you think about it, if you're going to start your own business or your own self employment, you need to stand out, right? So you can kind of probably see, just by that definition, how that would be holding yourself back, or your business success back if you're not wanting to stand out, but you're needing to stand out to be found as a self employed person or as a individual business. So, yeah. If you didn't see the guidance that came through, it was like, yeah, consulting that person that can fill in the gap around where you're feeling maybe you're not ready or you have like a resource gap or a knowledge gap. Just starting with that. And then same thing. I'm just reviewing because I feel like if some of you are like, well, how do I do this? I'm just gonna re-say what I kind of was saying. If you play an instrument, then it's really calling on you when you're really starting to get frustrated or really starting to feel um restricted by like fear or like just like negative talk or something along the lines of like, I can't do this, I don't know what I'm doing, I won't be successful, any of that kind of like lingo. It's like pick up that instrument or play some songs and like get lost in the music, quite literally get lost in the music, get grounded and connected to your original vision that you had and how you wanted to serve people, what you wanted to offer, with these services, with this career that you're bringing in, and getting reconnected to that and like getting out of this fear energy of um believing that this old fear is true, because it's not true. It's not true at all. um what else did we have? Yeah, and then just like making sure, yeah, you're surrounding yourself with people who foster your dream, who aren't trying to um who aren't projecting their fears about being different on you. And it's like a funny thing to say, but I think that is like a big thing for this pile. If you surround yourself with more supportive people, I think the energy of others' judgments will affect you less, because you start to see that you can be received and accepted just as you are by these groups of people that um, get you and enjoy you. Okay. Let's just see if there's anything else one needs to hear about what's coming next for them. One step at a time, curiosity, let go of stress, and grandparent. Okay, I love that. So lots of little steps make a big dream come true, which is awesome because that's right on top of the dream big card. So it's like just take one small step at a time. If you're getting overwhelmed, it sometimes can be because we're focusing on the big goal, but it's like just baby step, baby step, baby step. And next thing you know, you've taken a huge step. And then that next big step turns into another few baby steps. And eventually you get to the goal. Curiosity says start a project related to something you're curious about. I like this. What I'm kind of getting though is like just once again getting connected with like a crown chakra. So like with your inspiration, with new ideas, with getting curious and creative around new possibilities that you can bring in. And I think that happens when you are in more of a playful energy, when you're more in like playing music or listening to music. Maybe you like to paint or something that just allows creativity to flow through you, because you're doing something that takes you out of the side of the brain that's like it's this or that. This is the logical thing, and putting yourself more into the creative energy so that you can see around blocks. Okay, let go of stress. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. I love this because this is telling me once again that you might not realize how much, like, say, if you have like a really concerned mother, mother in law, or sister, or best friend, or something like that, maybe just coworker, who might just be, I keep getting projecting their fears of like this going the wrong way for you. Like their fears of being different or like being open with their beliefs, their spiritual beliefs, or some sort of beliefs you feel like is kind of like being projected on you, and they're not completely yours. Like there is, I feel like you do have a degree of this, but I think someone else is like heavily instigating these fears to be even stronger because they're just mirroring them to you, and it's just not helping you. It's not serving you. It's creating more stress. Grandparent says you have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. So I'm just gonna leave that one be as it is. Like if you have like a passed over loved one who you feel like is watching over you or looks out for you, then I would just take this also as a confirmation that that is what it is. Yes. Okay. I'm just kind of like, what else does pile one need to know? um, this one is also kind of a bit of a short reading. Let's see. I'll pull one more deck here. What else does pile one need to know? Energize yourself with earthing, so staying grounded. That makes so much sense because it's saying like when you are grounded, this fear and anxiety and this self-doubt doesn't come in as strongly. It doesn't come in and totally take your focus away and get you distracted about all these possible things that could go wrong or all these possible judgments and you know what, you name it, all this negative thinking that could happen. When you're grounded, I feel like you're very clear on why you're doing this, why you want to do this, and how it's going to benefit yourself, your life, and the lives of others. We also have experienced the passion of fire. Reignite your life force by gazing to a cozy fire, recharging in the sunlight, or lighting a candle. Allow fire to spark your vision vitality. Yeah, so it talks a lot about like really embracing creativity right now. So much creativity. So if there is something that you're really passionate about, letting that interrupt your workflow sometimes, because if you're like working yourself really hard and not feeling like you're getting anywhere, it could be that you're just needing more joy, more play to get back into that like passion energy, that creative flow, that inspired action where these ideas come from and just guide you to new outcomes and ideas and services that you want to offer. Okay, you know what? This is kind of all I really have for you, pile ones. I mean, we could talk about the citrine, talking about abundance, joy, and happiness, creativity. So it is very appropriate that you chose this crystal because it does seem like you're trying to bring in more joy, more play, more fun into your career and into your day-to-day life, that you can stay in an energy where you're of service to people by being connected to what brings you passion. And less stress. So I just want to wish you the best of luck. And hopefully, this reading brought you some clarity or some insights on what's coming next for you. Hello, Pile 2. So you chose the Tourmaline pyramid where it has the elements on it. I'm going to put it over here. The mandala you chose says, I release through the crown chakra, surrendering gracefully into the expansive spiritual freedom, ready to embrace new grace. I like this. This feels like this pile is like, I am ready for change. I am ready to embrace all of me, all of everything the world has to offer me. I'm ready. I want to expand. I want to grow. I want change. So I really like this. I mean, it's so appropriate, I guess, too, with like, I don't know, the pyramid to me is just like, it has all the elements in it. It's like wanting to call all yourself back. Tourmaline, which is clearing and grounding. It just seems like a fresh start, but a fresh start that comes from like a choice. Like, does that make sense? Like sometimes we get like tower moments in our lives and it's like very involuntary and kind of like, oh, my life is falling apart. Where this pile, I feel like it's like, I want change. I'm okay if I change my job. I'm okay if I have to change where I need to live. I'm okay if I need to change my friendships or my romantic partnerships. I want change. I just know I want something different. And I'm open to however that looks. So it just feels oddly peaceful. I don't know if you're actually feeling that peaceful, pile two, but that's like, it just feels like empowered. Like I want empowered change. I'm choosing to empowerly create change in my life. I don't know. Anyway, so let's just see what's coming next for you. All love and light and for your highest good. Oops. Okay, seems like you're very guided. That's very appropriate when you have a card that's talking about the crown chakra. We have past life guides, ascended masters, journey guide, travel, change in location. Look at that. That's perfect. It was just saying, I really feel this pile is like, give me change. We also have decisions, predictive guidance, prophets, and seers. We have joy, blessings, intuition. We have uncontrolled feelings, currents or emotions, soulful appreciation, and heartfelt gratitude. I want one more actually. Tapping the forces within, sensitivity and strength. Okay. Right away, the colors that are standing out to me is the green and the yellow. Greens to me, I'm actually thinking of healing energy, less heart chakra, more healing. Healing in a nurturing way. So I'm not quite sure quite how that fits right now, but if you've been working on nourishing or nurturing yourself, that might just be confirmation that you're in the right pile. I'm also really drawn to the fact that there's like 2 3s in that. I don't know, that's just catching my eye. Also, currents of emotions. To me, this is talking once again, uncontrolled feelings talks about purging the old, like letting sort of chaos happen in your life, but by choice once again. So this pile, man, it's like it'd be really interesting to know your background or like how you got to this reading or what's going on in your life right now, because you're just seeing, like I said, like a tower moment that you've chosen, like you are choosing to have a tower moment. Completely choice. And what I like about it is like I think it's like you're feeling guided. Like we have up here all these cards about being like, this feels destined. It feels like you're not wanting to continue cycles you've been in. You're not wanting to just keep unconsciously choosing the same patterns or unconsciously choosing the same types of experiences with people. So like maybe you have like an unconscious cycle you've been in until recently of like dating the same person, being friends with the same type of person, having the same type of job, having the same types of bosses at your jobs, where like you create, like you're taking changes, but they've always amounted with the same kind of relationship dynamics or the same kind of lessons coming up. And I just feel like you're like, you know what? I'm ready for something new. I don't want to keep having the same lesson in a different body in a different place. I want a new lesson. I want a new thing. I don't want to keep experiencing the sameness here. So I really feel like this is why this like uncontrolled feelings is coming up, because it's like, well, what is the lesson that has been ready for you to learn or see? Like, what is the thing that needed to happen or you needed to learn, it seems like karmically, um, to get out of this. So this is really interesting. Really interesting. Joy, blessings, intuition. So yeah, I kind of like, maybe before we look at how you're supposed to be doing this, you kind of want to talk about over here where it talks about taking like choice to take and move. So I don't know if this is gonna be like, maybe you're going to start traveling for work, or you might literally change where you're living. And maybe it's just even like you're staying in the same town, but you'll live in a different part of the town, and the neighbors there will be totally different. Um, or it could just be moving a town over or moving another country over. I can't quite nail exactly what this change will look like, as I do feel like this pile is can be for more than one person. But I do just feel like change, big change, change in job, change in lifestyle, change in who you're hanging out with. Like it feels like a complete do-over. And it really does feel like this karmic lessons or patterns being done with it and wanting something totally different. And that even might be why you might have been drawn to the pyramid, because it's like it's so stable. I feel like you're so certain that you want something new and you want something different. And I feel like you're so ready for it to be in all aspects, which is just really cool. Decisions, yeah, really once again get that you made this decision. And you have, like, it says specific intentions, devoted spirits. So I feel like you might even have asked for like help from some sort of higher power, guide, higher self, somebody, whoever you believe in, to help you with this and help you learn this lesson and find something new, get into a newness, get into a new phase, a new chapter. And I just feel like this is like confirming that that is what's happening. People are coming in to help you. And then when I see joy, blessings, intuition, like I feel like this is ultimately what all these changes are going to lead to, is you wanting more joy, you wanting like a rebirth, a new life. That's what I keep seeing with like this little chick coming out of the egg, like wanting a new life, wanting a new experience, wanting just new. That's what I keep getting. I also keep thinking of sunflowers, so that might just be like a confirmation for you about something. I keep seeing it, sunflowers. It just keeps saying that. Or ethnica. Ethnica might stand out to you. Then echinacea, is that what they say? It? I don't know. I don't remember how you pronounce that word. Is ethnica or echinacea? I don't remember the English word, but that's what I keep thinking as well. Um, and I guess I'd be thinking of the golden one because I know it comes in purple, but in this part of the world, it grows naturally as a golden yellow color, similar to sunflowers. So that might be why I'm thinking about it. Heartfelt gratitude. I haven't talked about this one yet. So it says soulful appreciation. I think this is even saying like you're starting to shift where you've held your value. So maybe part of the karmic cycle was that you always felt like you needed to go to the job that paid a certain amount, or work a certain amount of hours, or attain a certain amount of things, or check all the boxes, or just like I feel like there was like this like belief on what you had to do as a standard, but it wasn't fulfilling you. It was keeping you kind of running around in circles, chasing your own tail to some degree. And I feel like it's you realizing that's just not something you want to do anymore. You really want change. You're valuing change and taking a chance on yourself, on this unknown, over essentially like the riches that you've been able to gain um, in this other cycle. So I don't know, you might have been really financially successful in this other like pattern you've been in, or it could be that you weren't even like financially successful in your eyes, but you were just like a workaholic. Like you were like, I need to work like 100 hours a week, 120 hours a week, or I guess every 2 weeks or whatever that would have been, um to be successful, to achieve enough to be like, I don't know, whatever like pressure had been put on you or belief system had been put on you. And I just keep getting like you're taking the choice to not keep being in that loop, in that what do you call that grind, being in the grind. Yeah. Okay, sensitivity and strength, tapping the forces within. So this is so interesting. I feel like this is talking about learning to soften. And I feel like for this pile, you've just been very like, go, 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 get it after it, tackle this, have to do that, like very, very like strong in this world is the word I get for it. You had to be very strong in this world. And I feel like you're ready for softening, to be able to not be as strong, in the sense of like not having to constantly like be a little more closed off or guarded, maybe emotionally, or like I just feel like this might be like seeing how it's safe and you don't need to keep a guard up all the time. Does that make sense? Like maybe allowing yourself to receive more, maybe be more vulnerable or emotionally vulnerable in connections, or um yeah, showing more emotion is even something that I keep getting. You might feel like you just have been wanting to show more emotion in your day to day. And that could even be why this uncontrolled feeling card is going up, because if this is something you're not used to, you could just feel like extremely emotional right now. And to the outside world, you might just seem like not that emotional, but to you, you're like, this is chaos. Like, I usually don't feel anything, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that's just like really interesting that that's coming through. Um, I want to pull a few more cards here. Yeah, like just for clarifying the strength. Okay, we have power, truth, connection, angels of the seven chakras, and conscious steps. Consider action, looking forward. Yeah, so I wonder, I wonder if you're actually like literally getting into a type of meditation. Maybe you're getting into yoga or a branch of yoga. Something where you started to connect in with the body more, I think, and opened your mind to like mindfulness practices or consciousness practices where you're like starting to see, I think this is like how you started to see that you're wanting change, that you were wanting to be more connected. Because I think you like experienced it. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I want more of this, or something along the lines of that. Like becoming more conscious and wanting more changes and wanting more of your life to reflect this state. So I don't know. I'm just kind of getting the impression that it could have been like a yoga class, but it could have been anything. Maybe you heard a song that really hit you one day, or maybe you saw an interaction between two people and it really just changed how you saw things. It's hard to say in a collective reading, but I do feel like it's saying like something changed and it like got you more embodied, got you more realizing what was going on within you and how you wanted to feel. Could have been like a drum ceremony or a sound bath. Like I feel like it was something unexpected. Like maybe a friend invited you to a thing and it seemed kind of weird, and then you went and you're like, oh my gosh, this just changed my life. So it's changed everything moving forward is kind of what I keep getting for this pile, which is super awesome. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna see if there's any kind of guidance for this pile. So I kind of said what I see coming up, but yeah, what is the guidance for this pile for what's coming next? We have release shame. If you've been shamed for being sensitive or anything else, tell yourself, I'm ready to release this shame and I'm a lovable, caring person. We also have stop sensory overload. Too much is coming at you too fast. Decrease your stimulation level. Take a break from people, dim the lights, and savor quietude. For some reason, I wanted to say take a breath. And then says release your critical voice within. When a critical inner voice says, I'm not enough or I'm too sensitive, immediately counter it with, this is not true. Focus on living thoughts instead. Yeah. Okay. So it's really interesting that in this card it talks about releasing shame around being emotionally expressive. As I was just saying, like I feel like this was a part of you that you were either taught to shut down, your circumstances made you feel like you had to shut it down, or you had to shut it down to operate in the world to some degree or to some level. It seems like this pile had to be less emotional, whether that was like numbing or just disconnecting from the body and being more in the mind. It is coming through as like, yeah, just working on that connection with body and self and befriending your emotions, which is maybe an odd thing to say, but sometimes we can shame our emotions, get frustrated with them for being there. But if we befriend them, they actually rule us less because when you try to fight something, it fights back. But when you just surrender to it, like I like surrender the fact that you're feeling what you're feeling, it it's like the release it needs. It just needs to be acknowledged, just like any human does. They just want to be acknowledged and they stop putting up like a huge fight about something usually. um Sensory overload, I think this is just coming through to say like, hey, like if all of a sudden you're like opening yourself up to feeling everything you haven't felt, it's just like it is overwhelming right now. There is just like a need for a little more quiet time, a little more solitude, not complete solitude, but just like time to like process what's going on, connect in with your body, and just like intentional time with yourself to just like chill, relax, not have to be anywhere, not have to be responsible emotionally or physically for anything, just some downtime to get grounded, connected, and like register what's going on. Release your critical voice within. This card I kind of got is similar to that release shame card where it says like, where are you being too hard on yourself and expecting yourself just to like not have any negative emotions or just like only be like joyous and happy, like wherever you're just like putting unrealistic expectation on yourself, is just to like try to lean and bring into your awareness to have more compassion. I know it's hard to say like don't be hard on yourself because that's a habit. It's hard to just stop, but it's just like bring into your awareness where you're like not being very understanding with yourself for like maybe having an emotion or not having the energy to do something or the motivation to do something, just being like, hey, like this is just a time right now where I'm working through some things and it's okay. It's okay. I'm just human. I'm not meant to control it all. I'm not meant to be responsible for it all. I'm just being human. I'm just being me. I just need a minute. That's kind of what I keep getting. Okay. Shall we take one more card deck? Just ask what else you need to know. Why not? Why not? Anything else pile 2 needs to know? We have believe in yourself. See yourself doing well, and you will. Pets. You love and understand animals. Aw. And try something new. You'll only know that you can do something if you try. These are very encouraging cards. I actually really love these for you. Pets, I feel like this is just saying, like, it's really de-stressing to our nervous system to cuddle a pet and pet them. Like, literally pet a pet. It's like, it's good for us. It's good for them. It literally calms us down. And I think it's saying, like, utilize that. And also, it's like you're just in a state of gratitude and more love when you're, like, connecting in with an animal that you enjoy and care about. I'm assuming that you probably have an animal that you feel this way about in your life. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be coming through in a card reading. Whether it's your own pet, or maybe a sibling has a pet, or a friend has a pet that you take care of sometimes and really enjoy. It's just like spend time connecting with them. Walk your friend's dog, you know? Be with your friend's dog if you don't got a dog. Or maybe go to a volunteer shelter where they just need people to like socialize with animals sometimes, and maybe that would bring you joy. I don't know. Got some options there. Believe in yourself. See yourself doing well, and you will. I just love this. This is like being like, how can you do the opposite of being critical of yourself? Just start believing that you got this. You've made it through so much in life. You've got this. You know you've got this. You're gonna get it. Maybe you're not getting it perfectly right now, but like you know you will. You will get it. You always do. And trying something new. I like it's like saying like getting out with like different people. That's what I keep seeing, like different activities, different people from what you thought you would get along with or who would be your type of person. I also get. So like just like really throwing yourself out there and see what happens. And I get like you might be nervous. That's like the energy I keep getting for this card is like this unicorn seems super nervous. They're like, I don't know if I'll fit in, but it's like, actually, what if some groups are assembled and get along well because they all don't fit in with each other? Like they're all just a little bit different and unique. And that's the commonality of that group is that everyone's a little bit unique from each other. It's okay. It's okay if you're nervous. You're going to find your people. And if it's not even in this group, maybe someone from that group leads you to your people. So that's always like the amazing possibilities with that. Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel like this is all the cards I have for this pile. We could maybe just pull one more for funsies. That's not one more, that's a lot more. One more. We have imagine. What would you see, feel, think, and hear if your wish came true? Aw, seems like a nice question. Imagine the life you want. Imagine the people you want. Imagine what your best friends would look like. Imagine what the kind of love would look like. Imagine what the simplicity of your life would look like. Imagine that it's all worth working towards and waiting for. I don't know. Anyways, this is all I have for you, pile twos. I hope it brought you some sort of clarity or confirmations that you were needing to hear, and maybe I'll catch you around another pick card video. Hello, pile three. So you chose the amethyst. I will just add it over here. And then your Mandela card says, oh my gosh, this is the word I can say. Triskelion? Triskelion. I don't know. Of divine alignment. Harmonizes and heals my body, mind, and soul with the spiritual rays of amethyst, turquoise, and chrysoprase. So it is interesting that I pulled this card, and I had already decided that I was going to be using this amethyst, and this card says amethyst, turquoise, and chrysoprase, or phrase, however you say it, crystal on it. So that's fun. I'm just going to put it over here, and let's just pull some cards asking what's coming next for you, pile three. What's coming next? We have awakening your true self, parenting and children, self-reliance, new location, detoxification, financial flow, Make music and visualization. Interesting. You got some similar themes as some of the other piles, which just makes me wonder if that's just like a vibe right now. Um, let's see here. So you've got a lot of blues and purples from what I can see here, which goes with the card you even chose. So I think you're just trying to call in some new ideas, some new perspectives. I feel like you're trying to really see things differently and bring in new, inspired ways to live your life, or almost is almost the way I'm seeing it. Like, I feel like you want to be more inspired in your day to day, wanting to be more inspired and excited. Well, I would say inspired more so than excited about things ahead. Maybe even looking forward more to things ahead than maybe you have been. Yeah. Heals my body, mind, and soul with the spiritual rays of amethyst. Yeah, so maybe you've also just not been feeling like great in body, mind, and soul. So maybe some of you've been struggling with like some mental health, or maybe some of you have been struggling with some physical body symptoms. Whichever the case is I feel like I just keep getting, you're really just wanting to look forward. You're wanting to look ahead and just feel better about some things. So yes. Okay. So awakening your true self. I find this so interesting. This is like talking about, I don't know, like self-care, but more than self-care, like self-pleasure. Wanting to just take more pleasure and delight in the day to day. And I wonder with this card here, I wonder if there's just a bit of like a lack of time or energy that has been available for you to like do small things for yourself. So if some of you are like Taurus signs, like you just love like good food, good smells, beautiful things. That would make sense to me. And it could just be like your Venus could be in Taurus. It could just, Taurus could be anywhere. It could be in a major house. I don't know. But it's coming through. So I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I just feel like just some like very luxurious and loving self-care stuff. like like the overtop things that other people don't always put the effort into doing. So maybe like having a bath with like fresh flower petals that just smell really nice, and some like Epsom salts, or some kind of like bath bomb that you really like. Or makes your skin really soft, and just doing that because you just want to experience it. I do keep getting flowers too. Like I feel like flowers are really important to this pile. I don't know if you work with flower essences, or you just enjoy flowers, or you enjoy gardening, or if you enjoy drying flowers or pressing flowers. I'm just like, flowers seem super important. So I'm just gonna stop talking about flowers. I'm just gonna say that they're coming through strongly. Yeah, parenting and children, self-reliance, detoxification. Yeah, this is interesting. Parenting and children. I'm trying not to be biased here, but I'm like, I kind of keep wanting to say that some of you might be looking into or trying to become parents. Um, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe some of you are even like just starting to build relationships with like maybe you're like an aunt or an uncle, and there's like nieces and nephews that you're excited to build stronger relationships with. But I do just feel like expecting like a young children in your life. I don't get like, I get like true young children. So maybe like 8 and younger. Not like preteens, teenagers. Like this seems like young children where you influence their attachment styles, where you like teach them the beautiful things about life, or how to appreciate flowers, maybe, or gardening, or putting your feet in dirt. Maybe that's why that keeps coming up. You appreciate like the natural beauty of the world. So I don't know why that's coming through very strongly, but I just feel like that is like the next step for this pile. So anyways, new location, detoxification. That one is standing out. I feel like the detoxification, I feel like this is going from like a heavy city life, like I don't know, maybe being around very minimal nature, like say like if you've been in cities where there's lots of asphalt, or there's just maybe it's cobblestones, depends where you live in the world. I just feel like it's like a lack of nature, a lack of connection to nature, and feeling like you're just surrounded by. I don't quite know the right word. I feel like some people in this pile would say like like lower energies, denser energies, chemicals, harsh energies, pollutants. I don't know. None of those quite seem to like convey the exact wording that I'm thinking of, but just there's just a lack of nature, lack of connection to nature there. Wonder if there's like hardly any grass, hardly any like good dirt. Might just be like dust wherever you are. And I feel like it's like affecting you. And you're just like really wanting to be back connected to nature. So I kind of wonder if the new location is just like literally you're feeling called to move to a place or spend more time in a place that has like, this is going to be weird, but I want to say bogs or swamps for somebody here, or wetlands, like some place where there's like waterfalls and so much vegetation and moss, and maybe vines are growing all over the place, and there's bugs and there's birds, and it's just like it feels like an ecosystem, like a place where everything is so alive and there's so many different species of things that are alive. Dragonflies. I keep thinking of the dragonflies. Maybe there's a lot of mosquitoes there and the dragonflies eat them. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just feel like it's just like needing to be around that again and just feeling like that's really rejuvenating to you. That's my cat, Millie. She wants she wants to go outside. You might also want to go outside. So, and she's very sad that she's not, and maybe you're very sad that you're not. Financial flow. I like that this one's coming forward because I feel like this is just like a good little, um, like a good little like wink from the universe to be like, hey, like it's coming. If you've been feeling like you've been waiting for some finances, it's like one step at a time, things are working. And it's interesting. I feel like for this, I feel like there is multiple steps to take still, but you are flowing towards like a better financial outcome for yourself or financial situation. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But I just drawn the fact that there's like a green swirl, a couple of blue swirls, and then like a purple swirl. And I'm just kind of like, there's all these different people, and I just feel like for this pile, like I feel like you're just on a journey where you're meeting a person at a time that's going to change your financial situation. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it's like you're like gonna meet a new person to work for, or you're working for yourself and you meet someone and they give you a skill set which starts to help you start to make money there, and then you'll meet another person which helps you level up, and then another one that eventually helps you get to the level that you're trying to get to, if that makes sense. But I feel like it's just like knowing that there's a few different people you're meant to meet and to either work for or have as clients, however your job works. I'm not sure. This is collective reading, but I feel like it's all coming in. Make music. I just see this as like getting connected to that heart again. Connected to the heart and rooted in the body. So might literally need to make music. Sorry about that. Quick little pause there as my battery just needed to be changed. There we go. I think everything's more in frame. Okay, yeah, making music. I just feel like this could be a couple of things. It either could be just literally like maybe you don't play guitar, but it could even just be like playing with a rain stick, or a maraca, or shaking a shaker stick that makes sounds. Or like drumming. I don't know. It just feels like, to me, when I keep seeing this making music, like it makes me think of um when I've been part of like there just being a bunch of like instruments around, and then everyone just picks up one, and then one person sets like the beat and everyone else just like adds in their instrument at a go. It feels kind of like a jam sesh, but like without like guitars, and more so with like drums and indigenous instruments, and maybe like a brain stick, an ocean drum, you know, a little some shaker things, some wind chimes, and it's like anyone can play those instruments. I mean, obviously everyone can play some instruments better than others, but like even if you have no skill, you can still play it, and there feels like something really grounding, connecting about that. I don't know if it's something you have around you, but I just feel like that would be like super interesting for you to go to, because it seems like you're missing connection. And this would make you feel connected and also grounded and also get that heart chakra opened up. So that would be really cool if that worked out. If not, sometimes it's just like saying listening to music and going for a little nature walk can also be great too, to help you get grounded and connected. Um, Visualization. So there is a lot here talking about, like, I think there's a lot of things you're wanting, pile threes, but you're just not quite sure how they're going to come in. And I feel like this is just encouraging you to keep visualizing how you want to feel, what you're wanting to experience, and just knowing that it can be yours. Like just staying true to like just being like, I really want to experience maybe this sound circle thing where I really want to experience moving to a new location, or going to this like wetland place where there's like all this moss and waterfalls and rainforest feeling vibes. Or maybe you want to teach children, maybe you want to have your own child, maybe you're just wanting to be more involved with children and somehow, and just putting it out there and then seeing what happens. um is self-reliance. I actually get strongly from this card that it's just like believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Like know that you got this. Um yeah, you've got this. You don't need to protect yourself. You just need to be yourself. Because I think that's what I keep getting too, is like this person feeling like they need to like defend against, but they're like, no, 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 the world's working for you. There's nothing to defend against. There's nothing to protect yourself from, protect your body from. No, you're safe. I don't know. Everyone might feel differently about that. Also, the phrase crystal, I do keep thinking about that with this self-reliance card, because I find that crystal looks a lot like the colors are in this card. So maybe it's like something to keep on you. Maybe you're needing to work with that. I can't at the moment think about what it helps you with. So maybe you already know. Okay, let's see. What else here? We have comfort and creative writing, sensitivity, and remember who you are, courage, and prosperity. Okay, I want to talk about these cards first. So these ones all talk about taking action around what you're wanting, because it's like remember who you are and how far you've gotten, what you're capable of, and how strong you are. Like you, like not even just strong, like like, because I want to be careful with that word, because I feel like this pile might have perceived strength with like being emotionally disconnected or like not emotionally available or something like that. And it's like it's not that. Remember who you are as a whole being. Like you're a pioneer, you are a trendsetter, you are someone who's different from others and who guides others. I don't know if you see yourself as a leader, but I feel like you courageously take chances before other people think to. And prosperity, I just feel like it's like knowing that you're just like it's your birthright to experience whatever you want to experience. It's your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. You have a right to manifest what you want, to dream into reality anything that you're wanting to experience. Remember who you are and remember what you're truly worthy of. Courage, because I do feel like it's saying that there might be some old limiting beliefs that make you feel afraid to go after these things, but saying that is okay. That is okay. If you're waiting until you have no fear at all, then you'll be waiting forever. There is a time in life where you just need a little bit of courage and strength and remembering who you are and all the things that you wanting for yourself. You've got this. You've got this. Sensitivity. This is just like acknowledging that there is like, look at that harps. Maybe you literally should learn to play the harp. Or maybe you do play the harp. I'm not sure. Harp seems to be a big thing here. Um, Not sure why, but anyways, it says you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So I just like this because if some of you've been struggling with your body, this might just be like little like, hey, like if you've been living in a place where you feel like there's lots of toxins, there's lots of like harshness, um, yeah, this might give you some clarity on why you are feeling that and feeling like you are needing to detox, you need to move, you're needing to like get out of town, get a country, depends what you're feeling. And just knowing like this won't last forever, but just right now there is like a heightened sensitivity for you that's going on. Comfort and creative writing. I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. That's really interesting. Azrael. I was always told Azrael was like one of the angels that guided passed over loved ones to cross over. So I don't know. That might just be something that someone here needs to hear. And creative writing, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen and articulate and sorry, pen, an article or book. So this is talking about like if you're getting some ideas, might be time to get writing them down. I also feel like if you are like trying to start a business venture, maybe writing down some of the ideas you get or some things you want to offer or just like any insights that come through, just taking notes so that you don't have to worry about forgetting them later. And even if it's a quick note, it's even a voice memo to yourself, just so that you like don't like spend all the time being like, shoot, I wish I would have remembered that. Shoot, I wish I would have remembered that. I don't know why that's coming through. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I'll just pull one more card for this pile. Anything else our pile threes need to hear right now? We have set clear boundaries, empower yourself by setting limits, such as saying no to a request or socializing less. This kind of self care creates more respect, healthy relationships. So, what really stood out to me is like saying no to socialization. Some of you might just feel like you need to go to less like big parties or groups, and just understanding that that's okay to stand strong and say no. Release fear, stop inventing scary stories. I love this because I got that vibe with this like self-reliance card. I feel like some of you can like start thinking worst case scenarios or like start going down like a fear tunnel and says stop inventing scary stories about the future. Stay in the now and affirm your strengths. Yes, there you go. Love that card for y'all. Practice self-soothing. You have the power to comfort yourself when you are upset. Place your hand gently over your heart. Send yourself unconditional love to ease tension and frustration. Ooh, I also love that. You guys might also like tapping. You might know some tapping techniques, like per se when you cross your hands and put them both on your chest, like kind of by your heart, and you just tap one hand at a time. That's what that's actually making me think of for tapping and just calming down the nervous system and self-regulating. Or you might have other ways of self-soothing. Just a little note to make sure you're doing that. A little confirmation to make sure you're doing that. Yeah. Okay. Kind of think this is all I have for you. It's a little mysterious because I feel like it's like because it's a collective reading. It's like saying like everything you're thinking of you're wanting can be yours. So I didn't give a lot of like specifics on what that looks like. Just like confirmations that you can have it. So, anyways, I hope you all have a good one, and maybe I'll catch you around in another video sometime.